Spring 2026 just wrapped up, and it's time to see the best of the best romance anime of this season. So here are the 10 best romance anime of Spring 2026. Let's go. Togo Sakura Daimon is the most uptight kid at his school, standing at the gate every single morning making sure nobody's skirt is too short. Yeah, that's the guy's job. His least favorite repeat offender is Pomu Kohinata, a Gairu who could not care less about the rules. But then the two of them end up stuck together in remedial class. Pomu finds out the guy who's always lecturing her can't even pass a math test, and she decides to help him. I actually did a long-form first impression video on this one, so make sure to check it out. But if you want the shorter version, I went into this expecting another stiff delinquent verse perfect setup, and instead I got some nice chemistry between a Sunjae Gyaru and an uptight guy. Trick is, neither of these two stays in their lane. Pomu's not just a Gairu stereotype, and Togo's not just a stiff. And this is like my favorite anime, Psyche-K. The side characters steal the show every time. Serafina de Laviant is the strongest knight in the West, and she just lost. Captured by barbarians from the East after her army gets wrecked, she's bracing herself for torture and some medieval death stuff. Instead, the barbarian king Vyor looks her dead in the eye and says he wants to marry her. Serafina is furious, humiliated, and absolutely not interested. Except Vyor turns out to be way more cultured and way more handsome than she expected.
なんだ、気づいておらんかったのか?
Oh, come on. This one has the enemies to lovers straight up written on it. And I'll be honest, this one's gorgeous to look at, but the story underneath doesn't always pull its weight. I know, somewhere during the mid-season the writing feels a little flat, and the plot beats get predictable, but if you're just here for a hot barbarian king wooing a furious warrior princess who refuses to fall for it, this delivers exactly that fantasy. Sometimes you don't need a groundbreaking, just a good I hate you so why is my heart racing romance.
私に食べられるなんてとても光栄なことよ。感謝しなさい、加藤生物。
ありがとうございます。
Kenan's been alive for centuries. She's the daughter of Beelzebub herself, and her whole deal is sneaking into the human world to devour souls. Her first target is an awkward classmate named Yoji Kuji, and problem is, when she shows up to seduce him before her big meal, Yoji thinks she's confessing her feelings, and instead of running screaming, he says yes. Now Kanan's locked into a romantic contract with the guy she was supposed to eat.
それはもちろん温泉です。
混浴狙いか、この変態性欲モンスターめ。
Do you love a fish out of water demon comedy? Do you love a girl who's lived for millennia getting wrecked by hand-holding? Then you're gonna have a blast here. I went into this thinking it's a generic rom-com, well, half of the time it is, but the demon stuff is there to pull the weight. And good news, they greenlit a second season before this one even finished airing, and that's always good news. Heads up, it gets pretty High School DxD like in the second half, so steer clear if that's not your thing.
どうしましょう。子供ができてしまいましたの。
We won't be finishing a season without a villainous anime. Crown Prince Cecil is a certified genius who's bored out of his mind because nothing surprises him anymore. Then he meets his fiancée Bertia, who announces on one day that she's a villainess of an Otame game from her past life, and it's her sacred duty to sabotage their engagement and ruin everything. Problem is, she's terrible at being evil.
ついに私たちの社交界デビューの日ですわ。綺麗になったね。
Yeah, we've had 100 villainous isekai shows at this point, and most of them pretty much look the same. This looks the same too, but it twists the premise a little. What makes this one stand out is the perspective flip. We're watching the whole thing through the prince's eyes instead of the villainess herself, and that small change does a lot of heavy lifting. If you're a villainous anime fan, you're gonna love this. And I did an entire anime video about villainesses, so check that out too.
天使？目がくらんでぶっ倒れるとこだった。つーか 高校の制服姿可愛すぎんか。
Oh yeah, don't we all love games? Miku and Yukiya have been playing the same game since 6th grade. Drop an I love you on the other person and see who breaks first. It started as a joke between two little kids. Now they're in high school. The feelings are getting complicated just like in every high school anime, but neither one will admit they lost this game years ago.
絶対に勝ちたい。乙女のプライドにかけて。大丈夫。私頑張ってるし。
I feel like the writer of Kaguya-sama Love is War and decided to pitch some of his comedy and then create a premise with the same plot, and it works most of the time. I felt like the story has tons of potential, then the regular bickering and animation's a little muddy too. But the whole idea of two childhood friends locked in a years-long game of emotional chicken is still pretty funny. I want to call this Kaguya-sama from Temu, but I've been using that joke a lot these days.
どうしようもなく辛くて、それでも頑張ってきた。今それが報われて、春が来て、お前が喜んでくれたのが。
Are you ready for some metaphors? Wait, what do we call them? Metaphors? Personification? Anyways, in this world, the seasons are actual people. Hinigaku is the agent of spring, kidnapped by terrorists as a kid, missing for a full decade, during which the entire world got stuck in permanent winter. Now she's back traveling with her guard Sakura to bring back spring to the land that's forgotten what spring feels like.
そしてここにあらせられるは春の大行者。
It's Studio Wit and the author of Violet Evergarden. What could go wrong? The combination does insane work here. Flower petals and snowflakes animate like an oil painting, and Kensuke Ushio's score hits exactly like a 24/7 background soundtrack. My one complaint here, like a lot of people, is the early episodes lean too hard into crying and tortured monologues before the emotional stuff kicks in. It has a little bit of a different formula than Violet Evergarden, but it's still a great anime.
いつも通りだけどさ、これからは好きって気持ちを込めるから。
おまねくん。
I guess everyone knows about this one, but here's a quick refresher. In season 1, lonely shounen Amane Fujimiya lent his umbrella to Mahiro Shina, the girl everyone at school calls the Angel. She started looking after him after he caught a flu, and she realized he lives next door. Season 2 picks up right after that left off, except now they're officially a couple.
他の女の子にたくさん話しかけられちゃいそうです。かっこいいのは嬉しいですけど。
Once again, I did a video breaking it down and check it out. But for those who want the shorter version, I liked it. There's a lot of uhs because I felt like I could have added some tension. I remember posting this video on TikTok and people said maybe no tension's a good thing. And yeah, when it works, it works. We don't have annoying love triangles. We don't have stupid drama. It's a cozy slice of life. But I still enjoyed the first season over this though.
キラもあれ妹がよく見てるだけ。私が好きとかそういうんじゃないから。
そうでしたか。
そう。
Takuya Seo is your classic quiet otaku, sitting behind two of the most popular gals in class. He figures gals like that could never be into the stuff he loves. Then one of them, Amane, borrows his eraser and he accidentally lets slip what anime he's obsessed with. And she corrects him on a tiny detail no casual fan would know. She says she's not into it and claims it's all her little sister's thing. But now Takuya thinks she's being a sussy baka.
はあ？決まってる。好きだよ。
The premise is basically wish fulfillment, but man, the rest of the story is some top-tier romance anime. The whole concept is, what if the popular gals turned out to be nerds too, and the execution is just really, really good. The story always keeps moving, the characters feel like actual people instead of fan service props, and the chemistry between the three leads clicks almost immediately. I really hope this gets a second season because I really love it.
大丈夫？立てる？
あ、どうも。で。
And we're getting close to the top. Koyuki Hikawa got bullied hard back in middle school, the kind of teasing that leaves no visible scars but sticks with you anyway. So she built walls, literal ice ramparts in her own head to keep everyone at arm's length. You heard that? You see where the title comes from? She's fine with just one close friend and a lot of distance from everybody else. Then Minato Amamiya bumps into her in the hallway instead of backing off when she gives him the cold shoulder. He just keeps showing up.
しまった。目があったかも。 多分。
Nobody had this one on their radar going into this season, me included, and now I can't stop thinking about it. The character writing here is sharp, every little expression on Koyuki's face tells you something, and the way it handles bullying trauma feels honest instead of overly melodramatic. Like I've said before, this is from the same mangaka behind You and I Are Polar Opposites, and instead of middle schoolers, we're dealing with high school problems.
朝凪さん。
正解。クラスメイトだけど二人でお話しするのは初めてだよね。
あ、うん。そうだね。
And here's our number one pick. The best romance anime of spring 2026 goes to the second prettiest girl in class, who is also the best girl. Maki Maihara is the textbook lonely high schooler, the kind of guy who eats lunch alone and spends his nights with B-movies about sharks. Then Umi Asanagi, the girl everyone calls the second prettiest in class, starts hanging out with him after his painfully honest self-introduction. No grand confession, no dramatic setup, just two people slowly getting comfortable around each other, one movie night at a time. And of course, Maki can't help but wonder if there's something more going on here.
下の人に響くかもだから、大パンはその。
別のやつ。
え？
別のやつ。
Yeah, the title's basically a light novel title, but you know why this is good? It pretty much does what the title tells you, then goes way above the premise. This is comfort food romance done right. I'd pretty much go and say this is what I expect Angel Next Door Season 2 to be. This also tells me why Maki and Umi are basically fit for each other. It's already locked in as Season 2, and yeah, that means good news for everybody.